Hey Storytimers, welcome to Storytime at the Neill-Cochran House Museum. I'm your storyteller, Karen. I'm just here on the lovely front porch of the Neill-Cochran House Museum, watching the world go by. You know, I can hear all the activity of Austin moving so fast all around us. But here on San Gabriel Street, things just seem to move nice and slow. I'll tell you what's not slow though, this Texas heat. What do you say we go inside and cool off? So much better in here. You know, this house wasn't originally built with air conditioning. They would have opened the large windows in this room to cool it off. But I certainly am glad we have air conditioning now. However, thinking about things moving fast and slow reminds me of a special story. This week's story is a little bit different. And that's because I'm dedicating this week's story time to a young boy named Christian Bishop. So, if you're ready, you know what to do. Get nice and comfortable, and grab your blanket, and let's get started. Number 1 Sam by Greg Pizzoli. Sam was number 1. He was number 1 in speed. He was number 1 at turns. And he was number 1 at finishing races in the number 1 spot. So on the day of the big race, Sam wasn't worried one bit. He pulled up to the start, wished good luck to his best friend Maggie, revved his engine, and boom! They were off. Sam zoomed up to speed and nailed all the turns. He and Maggie were neck and neck as they headed for the finish line. And then Sam lost. Everyone was cheering for Maggie. Everyone except Sam. Sam couldn't lose. He was the best at speed. He was the best at turns. He was the best at being number 1. The night before the next race, Sam didn't sleep one wink. At the starting line, Sam was quiet. The cars lined up, the engines revved. Sam didn't say anything to Maggie. He was too nervous. In fact, he was so distracted, he missed the starting flag. Maggie and the other racers had a huge lead, but Sam quickly gained on them. He was driving his best and soon passed to the front. Sam would be number 1 again. But then he saw them. 5 chicks crossing the track. He was headed right for them. Sam could steer around the chicks, but would the other racers see them in time? Screech! Sam slammed on his brakes. He scurried the chicks to safety as the other racers flew by. Sam finished in last place, the chicks thanking him the whole way. Sam was disappointed, and he approached the finish line. He heard people cheering for the other racers. But as he got closer, he realized they were cheering for him. And even though he lost another race, his friends still thought he was number 1. The end. Wasn't that just such a fun story? Sam's favorite thing to do was just to go fast. And boy, did he go fast. He loved to go fast so much that he became the best at it. And he also learned that sometimes being the best isn't just about being fast. It's being kind to others. This is what reminds me of Christian Bishop. So if you enjoyed this week's story time, be sure to tell your parents to go to nchmuseum.org and sign up for our email list. Then be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That way you'll never miss an episode of Storytime. Until next week, y'all stay safe and cool, Storytimers.